And we have the locker room right now on Smooth 98.1. We talk sports all through the show, and it's aired live on YouTube. You can join us there. Just type in the search box Smooth 981 FM Lagos to join us. On WhatsApp, you can send messages to.
to 0809 4440981, and you can tweet at smooth981fm hashtag lockerroom981.
All right, let's start with our first story. Leonard scored 35 points, and the Raptors beat the Milwaukee Bucks 105 to 99 to take 3-2 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. Leonard said, "I'm not afraid of the moments. This is what I work out for in the summer. I'm just trying to win. It's a matter of me being aggressive and don't shy away from anything." Leonard showed no obvious signs of the leg soreness that bothered him in Toronto's victories in the previous two games, hitting the 30-point mark for the fourth time in the series. He had a career-high 9 assists, made 5 three-pointers, and grabbed 7 rebounds. Fred VanVleet scored 21 points, hitting 7 threes. Kyle Lowry added 17 as the Raptors put themselves in position to advance to the NBA Finals for the first time. A victory at home on Saturday would set up a match points with two-time defending champion Golden State.
It just makes me sad.
Why?
That Kawhi actually pushed to leave the San Antonio Spurs. Nonsense, boy. But he's amazing. For Toronto Raptors, this could have been us. This could have been San Antonio.
This could have been us,
This could have been us.
but you refused to score.
You don't know, but we refused to keep him. We should have done everything to keep him.
Yeah.
But he's delivering on all fronts. And it wasn't, yes, it was 5 3-pointers, but it was the timing of the 5 3-pointers. Because at some point in time during this game, the Raptors were down by 14. And so they started clawing their way out of that towards the end of the third quarter and early in the fourth quarter, and halfway, should I say halfway, or almost halfway through the fourth quarter, they were still 3 points down, and then he knocked 2 back-to-back threes. And that's where the turnaround really came. So it was the timing of when his shots were made that even made it more important. So fantastic one for Toronto Raptors. Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis is really mad. He scored 24 points in this game, I think. And he's been trying to rally his troops and try to get them to win this game. And this was sad that they were losing here because they're going to play the next game in Toronto Raptors. And if you couldn't defend your home court, how do you go to Toronto?
All right.
All
right. How do you plan to do that?
How do you plan to do that? So it's a tough one, but they're going to try to do it. I still think the Raptors are their foot one. If they don't take advantage of the fact that they already 1 foot in the final, then they don't deserve to be in it.
All right. Okay, so this is still on the missing money.
We're still on that.
We're still on that money. Athletics Federation of Nigeria members who participated in the sharing of the $135,000, the overpayment of grants by the World Athletics ruling body IAAF, they have been given 3 days to refund the money or resign from their positions.
Yes. So I think let's put it this way, because it has become an international disaster.
Scandal.
Heads are going to roll, and they're looking for the proverbial sacrificial lamb. Some rumors were claiming that part of that money was used to purchase the kits for the Asaba championships that IAAF have now said the times they wouldn't count. But there's a lot of stories. So
there was also it was in the news yesterday when they were explaining how they spent the money, that some of the money was used for the traveler for the trip to Cote d'Ivoire.
Which trip to Cote d'Ivoire?
How do you spend money?
This money was wait. How do you spend money that finished last year?
Oh, they didn't have it.
No. How do you spend money this year that finished last year? Money that they finished sharing. let me put it that way.
Who else heard the wife of the former president's voice?
Wait.
All this money.
Sharing.
Okay,
anyways, but what it is right now it is the Athletics Federation President Ibrahim Gossel and the technical director. Whose name, Sunday Adele, whose name always comes up when there's something bad in athletics. They are the ones that they are here right now on the chopping board.
So there are 3 people to refund $135,000.
But here's what here's what it is. Those that are the matters of this problem. They are not the only ones, because the order, according to them, the order came from the ministry, the sports ministry, to, disburse the money.
Shit.
So why it is only the Athletics Federation that is suffering these consequences now? Now the sports ministry is the one that wants to punish the people that you sent message. Did you when you went to boarding house and they gave you 5 naira and said, go and buy us mineral, biscuit, chewing gum, and you know that
and everything will cost normally, everything will cost 10 naira.
They say bring change.
Meanwhile, they give you 5 naira.
That's what they're trying to do to the AFN president right now. It's sad.
Anyway, the Flying Eagles are grappling with the cold weather in Poland ahead of their opening match on Friday against Qatar at the Under-20 World Cup, which begins today. The match in Tichy is at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. Now, Qatar qualified for their 4th Under-20 World Cup after they reached the semi-final of the AFC Under-19 Championship in February of 2017.
Well, here's what's worrisome about the Under-20 team. So the coach has come out to say that he was looking for material on his opponents, which means that his research wasn't complete. So how do you face somebody that you research? And I know a lot of people say, but it's just Qatar now. And considering the fact that Senegal beat Tahiti by 3-0, it could have been more goals yesterday, you'd expect that Nigeria would at least take advantage of the illegal disadvantage people are claiming on social media. People are just claiming it because all those boys passed MRI. If you like cry, if you like don't cry. But they're trying to take advantage of all their experience to beat Qatar. It has been an interesting tournament so far. Italy winning after 5 straight losses against Mexico yesterday, and Japan coming from behind to equalize when they're playing against Ecuador, even if Ecuador looked like they dominated the game completely. So they've been interesting games all through. And watching the teams that I've seen, the South Americans are really tough. The Europeans are brilliant. So Nigeria had better get their act together, because everywhere you can pick up points. And Qatar is a game I think we should pick up points.
Yeah.
We need to pick up points.
All right, moving on to Lewis Hamilton piping Valtteri Bottas as Mercedes dominated second practice at the Monaco Grand Prix. The world champion was just 0.081 seconds ahead of the field.
Yes, so he's what this is let's not call it the Formula One Championship. Let's just call it the Mercedes Championship.
You understand? Because they're dominating, so
They are the only ones that are driving. The rest are accompanying them. They are escorting them. They are part of the convoy. They're part of the convoy that they're taking to the championship trophy. But that's what it is. Yesterday it was such a Vettel in I think it was second practice when he came third. He came close, but it wasn't close enough. He came third in position. The timing in seconds was still very distant.
He said he's tired.
Yeah, they're trying to do everything and nothing seems to be working. Once they get the tires working, something in the aerodynamics area will fail. So there's just something wrong. There's just everything wrong there. And I don't know if it is part of the changes at the top or there's a disconnect with the team, but I think they need to now have an intervention, and this time with candles in a dark room. Because maybe they need a seance to, cast away some spirits, because this doesn't look very normal. It's a mechanical sport with no mechanical solutions to their problems. So where do we begin to start from? It's really sad. But Monaco, let's see. Monaco is interesting. It's not just going to be about the pace of the cars now. It's going to be about your patience, your expertise, your strategy. So let's see how it turns out. Right now, the only interesting battle is the one between Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. Everybody else is second.
All right, you can send your messages on WhatsApp to 0809 444 0981. When we come back from the break, we'll take your messages and go on to other stories. You're still listening to the locker room.
Oh, okay. Do you want some messages dropping?
Yeah, the messaging is coming in.
At Providence Bank, we believe banking should be made easy.
Oh, Sam, have you seen me this morning? I'm going to strangle you with this thing. This is not me. This is something that's taken over. I was
Threatening someone with violence.
Yes, I'm sure that there's a camera.
Yeah.
The camera will show that he brought his neck.
He brought his neck. You asked him to bring his neck. Eh?
Sixth my grandchild dies in US custody, we die here.
Wow.
My whole generation is moving into the US.
This is just, it's sad.
It's sad.
Honestly.
Why is he avoiding questions? People should wind his window down for him.
Fola will never taste the same in Lagos. Tega seasoning cubes is taking over.
Thanks, Big Ben. Over now to Usman.
You know, these children really, like, they know, they have an idea of what's going on, but they don't have an idea of what's
They
going
don't
on.
know. This is too advanced. This is an advanced court, and then you bring kids to court and try them, and they're just confused.
Okay, so when you say no more room for teen boys, are there room for teen girls?
Available in stores nationwide.
Yeah, America is just becoming something else. People who still go there willingly, sometimes I wonder, like, what are you thinking? If I have no business in America, like, I have no, maybe a conference to attend or something that further my career, I don't see why. I'm not going to the US for vacation. I'm not going there to spend my money.
Yeah, it doesn't.
There are other countries that are welcoming of Africans and immigrants generally.
This is just sad.
Yeah, it is.
San Antonio, my people.
Happiness is in the little things, like a public holiday falling on a Monday. Yeah. Or that feeling you get when you
This problem, people were not rushing this border until they decided to close it. You know how when you
Nobody was rushing. We did not hear that migrant caravans were coming when the border was.
Yeah.
When you rush to close it, that's when
people start
people
rushing.
start to rush.
Enjoy life's little pleasures with Maltina. Maltina.
Sharing happiness.
Joy, absent. Why so many children absent?
Okay, we will come back. We'll read one or two messages. Okay, read
Yes.
two messages, just two.
Okay.
And then we'll take the stories because they are still
Children
stories.
have not become weaker. Today's germs have become more resistant. That's why new Lifebuoy with active silver formula protects from today's germs.
Lifebuoy protects you from today's germs. Use Lifebuoy every day. Germs will stay away.
Strong soap for today's germs.
Love music. Love life.
I love love. You should love love. We all should be in love because love makes everything better. From me, Sammy, and the Smooth 98.1 family, don't touch that dial.
And we're back. It's the locker room here on Smooth 98.1. If you're watching us on YouTube, well, welcome. Please leave a message there and also leave a message on WhatsApp 0809 444 981. Now let's move on to more stories. Barcelona's goalkeeper Marc-Andre Ter Stegen has been ruled out of Saturday's Copa del Rey final against Valencia after the German failed to recover in time from a knee injury. In a statement, the Spanish champion said the stopper still has discomfort in his right knee and will continue receiving treatment during the coming weeks. Barca will become the first team to win 5 straight Copa del Reys if they beat Valencia in Seville.
Yes, something to just redeem their season. You can't just win La Liga, especially after the way they were dumped out again in consecutive years of the UEFA Champions League. So yes, they couldn't get the treble, but perhaps maybe we should get the double. At least that's what they're looking at now. But Valencia are on the rise. They ended the season very well in high spirits with good results and good performances. So they think that they can at least take some consolation in this trophy. So it's not going to be an easy match for Barcelona, especially as the fight has kind of gone out of them a little bit. Couldn't win their last game against Eibar, even despite Messi's brace. They're going to be playing without Luis Suarez, who had surgery, and now they're going to be playing without Ter Stegen. They're going to have Silesen in goal, who was a bit shaky in the game against Eibar. So it's not. You look at the Barcelona team and you think, yeah, there are chances for Valencia, but whether Valencia will be able to take advantage of those chances is a totally different kettle of fish.
All right. Good morning, Tega and the rest of the guys. I think EFCC should move swiftly to arrest those involved in that show of shame, and the sports minister should be the scapegoat because We've had enough already. That's this message is from Sheriff Oluwaleke Akimbi from Festa Town. Chimobi Victor also says, um, Chimobi from Alaba. Good morning, guys. I'm using this medium to wish the Flying Eagles the very best of luck against Qatar. All I need from them is to score 5 goals that will serve as a birthday gift for me. I celebrate my birthday today.
Oh,
Well,
happy
happy birthday,
birthday,
Chimobi.
Chimobi Victor.
Happy
Well done.
birthday. Talking about Qatar, FIFA has abandoned plans to expand the 2022 World Cup in Qatar to include 48 teams. FIFA President Gianni Infantino had proposed expanding the tournament, but the sports world ruling body has now determined this is not practical.
All I can say right now is this Qatar is beginning to look like a scam. In fact, I'm telling you,
You mean the
We
game?
want to go to
You
Qatar.
mean the games?
the World Cup in
We
Qatar
want
is
to
looking
go
like
to
a scam.
Qatar.
Because the first thing they said, first of all, there were questions when Qatar came out as the country that won it. But we understood at the time they were trying to spread the World Cup all over the world. I mean, it's a World Cup, let the world experience. So Africa had gotten their
Their
share of
shots, yeah.
World Cup. Let's see if we can get the Middle East to get the share of World Cup. And I mean, there were questions about it because there was also funding for all sorts of developmental projects in every place you could find out. And we got over that hump, and then we got into the hump of the heat in Qatar in June. What are we going to do about it? They now told us that they will put AC on the road. Like, I did not go to school. I started to think about it. Which kind of America wonder this
They
will going to
meant, they
do?
meant AC in the cars.
And then they now said, you know what, we can't do this AC on the road. So they moved the World Cup, and now they're going to disrupt the leagues around the world because they moved the World Cup to November, December, when the World Cup is supposed to be. It's called the Summer World Cup for a reason.
Mhm.
It happens in summer.
Yes.
so they moved it just so that Qatar will host this thing. And now all of a sudden they find out that this country cannot host 48 teams, and they thought, okay, maybe we could get other teams around Qatar to host it, but because of the economic problems that they had, that every country cut off from Qatar, so the countries that surround Qatar cannot even help to host
What
it.
is it with Qatar hosting the World Cup?
Oil money is sweet money.
I
You are from
understand.
Nigeria, you should understand.
I understand. Money is involved at this stage.
Money and politics, yes.
Ah.
Money and politics, and so that oil money is confusing a lot of people. And you know, when you've collected bone that it has hooked your throat, you can't do much. So you have to find a way to follow through. And so the 48 games that we're planning, I'm not saying I was very excited about the increase, but once you've made a decision to say that this is what's going to happen, and then you're not changing it based on the country. Yeah, look, at this particular point, I'm just telling you,
People are starting to lose confidence.
if in 2022 we may not be going to Qatar, maybe one country in Europe. I'm not sure. I cannot guarantee, but let's wait and see. So far they've just said at least they can host 32. Let's see if they can even host the 32 first. So we've given up the AC in the streets. We've settled for November. We can also give up 48 teams to settle for the status quo. So let's see how they carry on from here. Let's see if there's any more bad news. I don't know. I don't believe them anymore, Sha.
There's more though.
There's more.
So yes, Arsenal and Chelsea are apparently sending back as many as 6,000 unsold tickets for the Europa League final back to UEFA. Now, the governing body is facing the possibility of large areas of empty seats at the Olympic Stadium in Baku, as fans from both London clubs opt not to make the 5,000-mile trip, a round trip to Azerbaijan's capital city next week. Both clubs feel that they've done all they can to boost the number of fans traveling to the far east of Europe, but the high costs and limited availability of flights in the country are said to be the main deterrents for fans.
Again, it says another scam. So first of all, we're complaining about the issues with Mkhitaryan not being able to play in Azerbaijan, and UEFA not having looked at all the bases, and maybe the way UEFA has handled the decision or the choice of picking the spot for the final of the Europa Champions League. And sometimes you really do have to consider all these things, in as much as you want to, again, spread the tournament around. You want fans around Europe to experience UEFA Champions League. You still also have to take a lot of things into consideration. And now we're not even over the hump of Mkhitaryan not being able to play, because he's a key player for Arsenal. And if I were a coach, I'd feel like they're cutting my legs. that's what they're
I see.
doing. They're cheating me of something.
Mhm.
But you've not gotten over that hump. Now fans are saying, and I quote, they cannot find flights to Azerbaijan. There are not enough flights going to Azerbaijan,
Yeah.
and the few flights that are available are too expensive.
Mhm.
And they're returning. I mean, okay, Arsenal fans, they even manage. These Chelsea fans are just noisemakers. Arsenal fans even manage to buy about 4,000 of their 6,000
Wow.
tickets. So
Okay.
they're sending like 2,000 tickets back. Chelsea fans only bought 2,000. and they're planning to send 4,000 back. People should stop making noise in Nigeria and go and buy tickets.
Please,
Buy
please.
tickets
The supporting spirit.
and go. But so now there are not enough flights, and this is after both clubs have chartered flights.
Mm.
So it's not like they just sat down and twiddled their thumbs and expected airlines to provide extra flights. They've also gone out of their way to get flights to get fans there. So it's one of two things that may happen. Either the government would supplement and try
give
to,
them
and try
planes.
to fill the stadium
Okay.
in
In
Baku,
Azerbaijan.
in Baku,
Mhm.
or the stadium will be empty. That's all I can say. We will look at pictures coming in from Baku, and there will not be enough people shouting and cheering. That's what's going to
And the
happen.
crowd goes well.
Yes,
No?
and that's
Okay.
and that is the price that UEFA has to pay for the poor decision they've taken.
Boy.
Hmm.
Kano Moses here sent in a photo. Thank you, Kano. Audi Akute says, good morning. If the sports minister is aware of how he used the money and he indeed approved it, then he should just vacate the office and the officer is involved as well. Ayo says, Tega, bone that has hook,
More than that, hook your
that has
throat.
hook your throat. Trusha, that World Cup has had too much drama so far.
Yeah.
And Lukman here says, this season Formula One is quite boring. Bottas and Hamilton constructor championship gone already to Mercedes for the Flying Eagles today against Qatar. I hope they start on a winning note.
All right, thank you, Lukman from Ijebode. Finally, Jose Mourinho will not become the next Juventus manager, despite being endorsed for the role by Cristiano Ronaldo.
So they're saying, bottom line again, it's a money issue. I don't like people that talk too much and you don't have money. So you don't have money to even hire Jose Mourinho. But that's what it is that after they've paid for Cristiano Ronaldo, they may not be able to afford Jose Mourinho. So even if it stops their international or their big star says, let's get him, despite the fact that it was said that Jose Mourinho had problems with Cristiano Ronaldo in Real Madrid. Now Ronaldo is saying, look, regardless of what problems we had in Real Madrid, I can work with him here. He just really wants to win a trophy before he leaves. He wants to win the UCL before he leaves. And he's saying, okay, I can work with him here. Unfortunately, the club doesn't have money.
No.
So they are desiring food they cannot afford.
Because
Longer throats.
Jose is not your mate.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you, I love this Jose guy. I need to sit with him and get his business, his business strategy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Very important.
that's bottom line. He's
Let's
not
think
going.
about that for a bit, okay? We'll be back after this break.
So take me,
Yeah, I was trying to tell you that you skip the story.
I didn't know.
we do. So all the stories, if you notice all the stories I take, I cross them out.
So your network gives you 1 gigabyte only.
Hi God. That's how this country has entered civil war because one man does not have to step down.
Venezuela.
What if I told you that on
It's
Airtel
just
Data Plus,
I don't know, selfishness in
Uh-uh.
greed,
your 1
really.
gigabyte.
Selfishness and
Wait
greed.
for it. 2,000 naira airtime to call all networks. Don't you just want to try it? Simply recharge and dial *1.
And the guy is showing his face as he's making this
Come on, try it.
threat too.
Just try it. *154*2#. You know you want to. After all, you have nothing to lose. Airtel, the smartphone network.
So it will be alright. How many minutes will we have when we come back?
For the way you get from your
2 minutes. Well, 3. Yeah, 2. Effectively 2
Okay,
minutes.
so we can take the story as our messages.
believe your money should never get a wink of sleep. It should always be hard at work, making more money for you day and night, 24/7, delivering valuable
sustainable returns that help make your dreams come true. Did I hear you
I did
ask
go back
how
for
I
work.
invest can make your money work non-stop? Well,
Even something
I invest
something.
works by
There are
allowing
nicer
you to
parts of
safely
Venezuela,
purchase
but you
and
have to
manage
come here.
treasury bills and other investment instruments from the
CNN. CNN. Always ready to show how the world is
Ah.
falling apart. But their own country,
No, how would I show you?
they go sugarcoat
To
am,
learn
man.
more, visit www.i-investng.com or download the app from your app store and let your
And like
money
this guy
work
is
for
really
you.
showing his face.
I invest where money never sleeps. Powered by Sterling Bank.
You don't care.
The president is supporting him.
Number one, with you wagon. One for me and one for my wife. You go buy land for your mother-in-law, mama. 10 bags of rice, 60 gallons of red oil. You go rent 2 shops for your brother-in-law, then 14 he good for community business.
I won't kill my pikin. Jerry price am. You no go talk. With fresh bread, you can negotiate anything. Use Clorets. The only to
It's terrible, man.
They're shooting guns in the street, man. They're like,
Our country is gangster.
Hey, Vivian. Hi, Amina. Where are you in a rush to? I'm off to the nearest LG
oh
test.
god, this is going to irritate me. What's all this crying?
Washing machine. Oh, okay. Guess what?
They say you can marry, now it's time to cry.
Up to 2 kg.
Where?
Wow. Hey,
I think it's Taiwan.
Later I will. Don't miss out on such great and offer. Simply buy any LG front or top load automatic washing machine.
Welcome
and
to
get
the
a
good
free
life.
one.
Oh, Nikki Lauda!
I know.
Thank you.
Oh, the guy was very blunt. To say the nastiest things. Wasn't the nicest person.
So, what have we decided to talk about?
Maybe I gave it because people say they don't want relationship.
What was it?
I'm so happy.
Talk about the hustle in Lagos.
But all at the same time.
What is the biggest hustle in Lagos?
The biggest hustle in Lagos.
Is that the question?
No, I'm asking.
Oh,
Talk
okay.
about it.
Let's go back to studio. So this is the last story. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Studio. This is the locker room where we talk sports. The part of Smith Breakfast with me, Valentine,
And Fola.
and
Good morning.
Tega Supreme.
Yeah. Take it.
All right, so final story just before we take your messages. Former Chelsea boss Antonio Conte is set up to be appointed as the new Inter Milan manager. Inter fourth in Syria and will qualify for next month's Champions League if they beat Empoli on Sunday.
Yes, Inter Milan has had such a topsy-turvy season, and maybe if all the other teams around them didn't also have a struggle this season, they probably were nowhere near here. Spalletti, I mean, it was really a Jekyll and Hyde situation with Spalletti at Inter Milan. Some days they'll play so beautifully and win, and you say, okay, they're back in form, and maybe from here they'll be able to take the fight and challenge for something, and then the next game they just fall apart completely. And so the leadership at Inter Milan weren't happy with that result, and they said, okay, we need a new coach to come in. Fortunately for them, the guy that used to be at Juventus, who signed Antonio Conte for Juventus, where he won some titles with them, I think 2 or 3 titles with them, is now the guy at Inter Milan, and so he just went back to his old friend and said, here's a job waiting for you. So let me just tell people right now, I'm going to get a coaching license, because it's the only job that guarantees you will always get a job.
Wow. Nice.
They can sack you today, but you still be employed tomorrow.
Someone
She-
somewhere will always be the coach.
Yes, Shay on WhatsApp says, I wish Flying Eagles 6-1 scoreline against Qatar today. Dalong again. Valentine won him all. Tega, what is the real issue about this Azerbaijan venue? Kilo Day. Why the uproar everywhere about this Europa final? Arsenal should bribe Chelsea now because of the Champions League. And then this one's from Chukuri. Chukuri says everybody's looking for coach. Nobody's looking for Wenger. Okay.
No, Wenger is the one that's been rejecting people.
Yes.
Doesn't want to go into management again. He
Because
wants
he's Wenger.
sporting director.
You understand?
Less pressure, more
There are
money.
levels to this. Aya says Ronaldo can pay Jose's salary now. He should take a pay cut. And Taya from Eva says UEFA has succeeded in turning Europa final into an exhibition match. And that's all, folks. Next is Lagos Stocks 91 for Feel Good Friday. Fola, what are we talking about?
Okay, so I'm
Don't you want to
thinking.
know?
You know what? Just stay tuned at the top of the hour. We'll let you know. Lagos Talks 981 for a Feel Good Friday. Good morning.
Ah, Monday, God.
You haven't